Good morning, card media. RJ back with another review. So let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day. If you've been watching me for a long time, you have seen this before, but I wanted to show it off again. I think it's really cool. It's in my collection. From 1988, an empty box of Topps Major League Leaders, what we call Topps Minis, because they're the smaller size cards that were league leaders. And this is the empty box. I have purchased a full box somewhere. I can't remember where I got it, Facebook Marketplace or eBay. Very inexpensive to get a full box just for the thrill of ripping it. This is really the only reason I bought this. And it was a lot of fun when I did it, 1988. It was, the gum company was actually in Duria, PA at the time. But because it has Mr. Schmidt on the cover of the empty box, I kept the box. My random Mike Schmidt item of the day. Today's random baseball item of the day. 1958 Topps Ron Jackson. If you know, you know. That's all I'm saying. Another one to add to my collection. Today's trivia question, in keeping with the league leader theme of the box that I just showed a second ago, Hack Wilson currently maintains the record for the most RBIs in a single season. So he led the league in RBIs in 1931. In 1931, he hit 191 RBIs. For a very long time, it was assumed he had hit 190, but further research back in the late 90s, early 2000s, they found that he had actually hit 190. He had actually accumulated 191 RBIs. All right. So prior to 1931, Hack Wilson was not the league's leader. He was not the career leader in single season RBIs. He did not have the record for the most RBIs in a single season. Somebody else did. So, prior to 1931 and Hack Wilson setting the record, who had the most RBIs in a single season, and how many did they have? That's your question, which you're playing for, as always, this week. One of the Donruss Grand Champion cards, this one of Ty Cobb. These are all Dick Perez artwork. Again, shout out to Mike Moynihan. I would imagine he has these in his collection, even if they are not autographed, obviously. That is what you're playing for. If you're interested in getting that card, all you need to do is shoot out an email with a guess to that question. I will include my email in the description below, along with a repeat of the question you will have today and tomorrow to answer. We will pick a winner on Sunday, all right? Good luck to everybody on that one. Today's showcase, in keeping with the theme this week, 10 interesting cards from a vintage set. I've been going through all these different sets. Again, I just grabbed one off my shelf, brought it back, and took a look at what I had. This time, 1976 Topps. So it wasn't planned, but 74, 5, and 6 is what I showed off this week. So let's take a look at 10 interesting cards I found in the 1976 Topps set and talk about why I thought they were kind of interesting. So, starting off with 1976 Topps Mickey Rivers. I've heard other people commenting on this one. It's a posed shot, but I can't tell if Mickey's like pretending that he can't see the ball or if he's just waiting. It's really weird. The angle of his glove and hand and the perplexed look on his face as he's looking up to the sky. Now, the left hand just might be coming towards the glove, so he gets two hands on the ball and all that, but he really just looks like he's confused and he can't see it or something like that. He's asking for somebody else to help him out. I just thought that was kind of funny. This one, so Brooks Robinson. You got Brooksy holding the ball in one hand. He's got his glove up in the other one. Really bright sunny day. His visor is just barely covering his eyes. I'm wondering if he isn't raising the arm up to block the sun a little bit better. He really looks distracted by the sun. He's got a grip on the ball like he's about to throw it. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe his arm is coming up in an act of momentum to get more oomph on the throw. But this one actually struck me as funny as well. It really looks to me like he's getting his glove hand up to block the sun in his eyes, is what I see. But the grip on the ball suggests something else. This one I had to laugh at right here. 1976 Topps Dave Roberts. Now, we all have seen these posed shots before, okay? I mean, he's looking right at the camera. But this time he's got a ball there. And I can't help but wonder, is he just standing there with the ball laying there? They posed him in front of the glove, so he's like leaning down and touching the top of the grass with his glove to surround the ball because they put it there. Or did somebody roll him a ball just so that he could pretend to field it? And he's in the process of fielding it when the photographer took a snapshot. I don't know, but it was kind of funny, the fact that this one's got a ball in it. You see the spring training chain link fence going down the side of the card there. All the glories of spring training and stupid shots from the photographers. This one, I'm sure other people have commented on, but I just love it. Andy Etchebarren and the unibrow looks like a frickin' eagle, like a falcon flying over his head. I mean, it comes together in a little dip right down his his nose bone between his eyes, and it tails down at the end of the eyes. Look at that. That is insanely big. This huge unibrow. Andy Etchebarren. Awesome, man. Just fantastic. This one made me giggle because it looks like Mr. Greg Gross is giggling. He's got the pose going on, but it's just like, I'm so sick and tired of doing these stupid pose shots, and he looks like he's actually giggling at the very thought of having to do it again. They said, just swing the bat, Greg, just swing it, and he just can't stop laughing. That's what I see when I look at his face there. He's just giggling through the ridiculousness of it all. This one, you wonder if he ever did this in a game. Felix Milan. Look how far he is choking up on that bat. I mean, it's practically covering the label of the bat. It's crazy. And I wonder, you hear about people choking up and choking up and choking up. I wonder if he ever did that in a real game. He choked up that hard to just do a bunt or just a little slap single or something. But it's crazy that he posed that way with that choke. That's awesome. I've been wanting to find a good picture like this for a while. This is the best one I could come up with the 76 Topps. But in all of your vintage era 70s, sometimes even the late 60s, but all through the 70s, a little bit into the 80s, you'll see 2 or 3 cards featuring players. And when you look at the players, the first thing you think about is, this guy shouldn't be playing baseball. He's actually some high school shop teacher. And they just plucked him out of his class one day and said, quick, we need you to pitch today. Well, the guy from that set, and pretty much on every set he's in, is Rick Russell. Rick Russell and his brother Paul were just these 2 portly guys. They had great careers. Certainly Rick did. I think he won close to 270 games, but he was a workhorse and just a quality starter you could always rely on to like, he had a rubber arm. And it's like, you think to yourself, how is this guy even pitching? He just doesn't look like a pitcher. They always look like these big portly guys they just took out of some shop class somewhere, him and his brother. But this is Rick Russell, former shop teacher as far as I'm concerned. In keeping with the theme of stupid posed shots, how about the Mike Hegan card? You'll see a lot of them with the glove out like they're about to get a ball. Here, he's already got the ball in his glove. It's almost like, hey, coach, look what I found. It's just a ridiculous photo. Just absolutely silly looking. I mean, but that's the kind of thing Topps did with these guys. They made them pose in the most ridiculous ways. I don't get it. This is another one in the, have you ever heard of this veteran player? So here you go, the 1976 Topps Phil Roof. I swear, backup catchers. There's so many cards in these sets of backup catchers that we've never heard of, but they played 15, 20 years even, and barely anybody knows their name. Phil Roof was one of those guys. On the back of his card, his first year was 61 with the Braves. Now, he was up and down. You can see his next year was 64, but he was up and down all around the town into the current year of the 76 when this card was released. The man was a frickin' veteran catcher of many Major League Baseball seasons, and I bet nobody remembers Phil Roof. But I love looking at cards for that reason. You get these awesome cards of players you never knew existed, and you look on the back and you find out, oh my word, he had a pretty good, lengthy career. Well, I don't want to say good, he's a backup catcher, but wouldn't you love to be a backup catcher on a Major League frickin' team? I mean, come on. Here's Phil Roof did it, and no one remembers his name. Phil Roof. Lastly, I love this card. I took a good look at the facial expression on this guy. So Ray Fosse, famously the catcher of the A's, I'm not sure which one happened. So it looks like either there was a close play at second when he tried to throw out the runner, and he was like called safe, and he was like, ooh, I don't think so. I think he was out. I think I got him. I thought I got him. Ooh, that kind of a sound, that wind sucking in, teeth shown sound. I know I got him. Or he accidentally hit his pitcher in the ass. Firing it back to second base. He accidentally hit the pitcher, and he got that one. Ooh, sorry, Joe. I'm not sure which one it is, but that's what I see when I look at that facial expression, that like inhale of air through the teeth, like something bad happened or they didn't get the call they wanted. So anyway, that is my group of 10 cards of the 1976 Topps card that I find interesting. As once again, I would love for you to go through your 1976 Topps cards and just really look at the cards and tell me if you found anything equally interesting in your cards, all right? I appreciate you all watching. I hope you enjoyed this week of interesting cards. I might try it again next week. But don't forget, we do have the trivia recap on Sunday. 3 great trivia questions to go through, 3 great prizes to hand out. I hope to see you there. Have a great rest of your week. Take care.